Welcome to probably the largest and most diverse collection of real 1920s headbands on YouTube. Wouldn't it be great if you could peer into the future? What will be fashionable in the 2020s decade?
Welcome to the Perfection Selection, a Cream Cards TV.
Recycling is all the rage at the moment. Well, it's fashionable to save the planet this season. Where do you draw your inspiration from, though, when retro fashions are back in vogue? Do you religiously emulate today's celebrities, emulating yesterday's celebrities? Or does it make a great deal more sense, especially in this day and age of information democracy, to go straight to the source? And what better way to gauge what was truly fashionable in the Roaring 20s, a time that effectively gave birth to the age of consumerism, than by checking out these original movie star trade cards that were given away in packets of consumables such as sauce, chocolate, tea, soap and cigarettes, and many other products. There's no shame in adopting styles from different time periods and cultures, since they were clearly doing it back in the early 20th century and before. In fact, some say that reassembling elements from the past to create something new and novel is the essence of creativity and life itself. A favourite decade fashion designers borrow from all the time are the Roaring 20s, especially when the upcoming 2020's decade will be a constant reminder of that legendary decade of decadence. You know when a decade is timeless, when people still regularly wear 1920s inspired costumes to fancy dress parties nearly 100 years later. It's obvious when something is popular too, when there are umpteen names for exactly the same thing. Roaring 20s, Jazz Age, Golden Age, or just plain old 20s, you take your pick. Compare that with the previous decade of doom and gloom and World War I. What do you actually call it? The 1910s? Edwardian era? Or era? But that's an error. That was the previous decade. It's as if society wants to erase a whole painful time period, and so it effectively gets swallowed up by its more popular neighbours to save it from its neighbourhood shame. Even though the 1920s wouldn't have been as successful as they were without the austerity, suffering and struggling that went before it to propel it along. The 20s was such a culturally diverse time. It's like the swinging 60s. If you just broke off one little morsel, one little crumb, you'd probably have enough to inspire a whole new artistic revolution. Thank you for watching my video, and please feel free to leave a comment and feedback. Now that you see that video, you might want to click on these other cardboard adventures.